It was meant to be a morning of peace, of prayer, of innocence. At the Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis, children knelt with their families, listening to hymns and reciting prayers. But within moments, the echoes of devotion were replaced with screams of terror. A gunman, armed to the teeth, unleashed a storm of bullets inside a sacred space. By the time the gunfire ended, 2 children lay dead, and 17 others were wounded. What turned this place of worship into a scene of horror? The Annunciation Catholic School and Church has long been a safe haven for families in Minneapolis. On August 27, 2025, the building was filled with more than 200 people attending a school-wide mass. Parents sat beside their children, teachers guided students, and the choir's songs drifted through the stained glass windows. But among them, unseen and outside, a 23-year-old former student named Robin Westman approached with deadly intent. He carried a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. He wasn't there to pray. He wasn't there to reconnect. He came with a mission of hate and an arsenal built for destruction. At 8:30 a.m., the sanctuary shattered. Westman opened fire, spraying bullets through the colorful stained glass windows. Shards of glass rained down on the congregation as screams pierced the air. Children dove under pews. Parents clutched their loved ones, and teachers shielded their students with their own bodies. The choir's song was silenced by the deafening roar of gunfire. In the chaos, 2 children, only 8 and 10 years old, were struck and killed instantly. 17 others were wounded, including 14 young students and 3 elderly parishioners who had come for prayer. Survivors later recalled the moment vividly: backpacks abandoned on the floor, prayers cut short, and a child whispering to a stranger, "Please, just hold my hand." Within minutes, first responders arrived, guiding terrified families to safety. But as quickly as it began, it ended. Robin Westman turned one of his weapons on himself, ending his life, but leaving behind devastation that would haunt an entire community. Who was Robin Westman? To many, he was just another young man from Minneapolis. But investigators soon revealed a darker side. At just 23 years old, Westman carried deep resentment toward the very institution he once attended. His mother had worked at the school years before, giving him familiarity with the building. More disturbing, his notebooks and online posts showed admiration for past mass shooters. His weapons were marked with hateful anti-Semitic and anti-Catholic messages, proof that his act was fueled not just by rage, but ideology. Neighbors described him as quiet, isolated, and increasingly bitter. To the community, he was a forgotten name. But in his mind, he was preparing to ensure no one would ever forget him again. In the days after the massacre, investigators combed through Westman's home and online activity. They uncovered a chilling manifesto filled with hate speech and violent fantasies. The FBI confirmed what many feared. This was not just another shooting. It was classified as both a hate crime and an act of domestic terrorism. Westman had meticulously planned the attack, purchasing multiple weapons legally and scouting the church in the weeks before. His goal was clear: to send a message of hatred and to immortalize his name through violence. He acted alone, but his mind was poisoned by extremist content online. As one FBI agent chillingly noted, he wanted to turn faith into fear. And, for a moment, he succeeded. The aftermath left Minneapolis in mourning. Outside the church, parents gathered, clutching photos of their children. Vigils were held, candles lit, and flowers piled high at the steps of Annunciation. The governor ordered flags flown at half-mast. Across the city, a single question echoed: how could this happen here? For the families of the victims, the pain was unbearable. Survivors spoke of nightmares, of hearing gunshots every time they closed their eyes. One mother wept, "We sent our children to pray, not to die." Nationally, the tragedy reignited debates over gun laws, church security, and the rise of hate-fueled violence. Minneapolis was left with grief, but also with resolve, a community determined not to let hate define their faith. The church massacre of Minneapolis was more than a tragedy. It was a scar etched into the soul of a community. 2 children lost, dozens scarred, and an entire city left to rebuild its faith in safety. For many, the echoes of gunfire will never fade. Was Robin Westman a product of madness or of ideology carefully nurtured by hate? We may never truly know. What is certain is this: on August 27, 2025, Innocence was stolen from a place meant to be sacred forever.